for you. Freedom. Keep your ears to the ground. Talking about freedom. It's the best show now. Best show freedom.
Morning, Sojourner Grace.
You're making a tinkle sound.
I'm making a sound of pouring.
Tinkle, tinkle. Okay. I am looking at the camera today. Hi.
Good morning. Kate's a lot taller than me today.
Hope you enjoyed Huck's dance moves. While we wait to go live.
The pre-service dancing is one of the top 4 best parts of live church streaming. So
yeah, I have a running list of all the things that have been formed from virtual church that are coming with us. I'm so high. I'm not high. I'm tall in my chair. Oh.
Is that better? No, brand new stream. No, they're back. No, wow, you're still there.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay.
It says the view. Okay, so
this time our whole system crashed.
System just fell apart.
You know why? It was right when you raised your chair to try to be taller than me.
It was right in that moment. It was that moment. So
Sorry
that was the first. Part of what's happening is we've been using Ecamm, this software, for several months now, but they have a beta version which lets us bring in guests. It's still a beta version. So
oh, good, she's there. Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah. That would have sucked.
We have a guest in our green room. Anyway, so the software just completely shut down on us, but we are back and you are with us. The Sojourner Grace Collective. I'm Colby. This is Kate.
Hi. Anyway, I was saying I have a list of things that have been born of virtual church that are coming with us when we go back to in-person, and starting church off with dance is one of them. Isn't that so fun? Won't that be so fun when we
think that's a great
church
idea.
with a dance party? Not that we didn't dance before, but it's going to be like we're doing this, like legit. Okay. Anyway.
Will you please comment to let us know if you're there? Because Paul Lee said he's still having trouble here. I just want to, I see the viewer count on my screen, but I don't see any of you commenting, so I don't know.
Susan just said she loves that. She's responding to what I said, so it should be okay. Sorry, Paul. I hope maybe it's just catching up for you.
Yeah.
Now it's good. Okay, cool. All right, anyway. Kate, Colby, Sojo, should we bring
Dance
Lisa
party,
on?
great idea. Yes, we're bringing on somebody today this morning.
Yay! So we're bringing a Sojo member on. Hi, Lisa. Can you hear us?
Hey!
I can.
Wonderful.
Yay! It worked.
Yay! All right, I need to clear our names. Our names don't need to be up there anymore.
Now that our technology is, Laura says she's so in for the pre-church dance party, right? It's gonna be good stuff. We thought it would be cool now that we are getting the technology to where we can bring people in to bring more sojourners in to the service so that we can actually be together more. So Lisa's going to lead us in our call to worship this morning. It'll be a call and response, so you can say it at home together. The words will be on the screen. And so Lisa, welcome to Sojo. And do you want to lead us in the call to worship?
Yes.
Ready whenever you are.
We are here now. In this moment, today is a gift. May we receive it as best we can.
Thank you, God, for life and breath.
We are here now, and that is remarkable because life can be hard and full of struggle.
Thank you, love, for holding all things together.
We are here now, vulnerable and open, trusting that somehow all will be well.
Thank you, Mother, for protection and strength.
We are here now, hoping to feel what is real and true, that we are beloved children of God.
Thank you, Father, for nurture and embrace.
We are here now, siblings of the divine, a community together, never alone, connected by grace and sustained by kindness.
Thank you, community around me, for inviting me to shed fear, leave shame behind, and join you in the dance of love. Amen. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks for joining us this
You're
morning.
welcome.
Oh, and real quick, so Lisa just started a Thursday night contemplative virtual small group, and I think you've had 2 weeks of it now, right? Is that right? 2
Yes.
weeks?
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you so much
Yep.
for doing that,
It's been-
Lisa. I'm
Thanks
so
for being
glad.
a leader.
You're welcome.
Good stuff.
All right. Okay, we
Love
are
you.
going to
Bye.
now head back to that shot. And what do we got? We got music?
Yeah, so we're actually going to go over
yeah.
6 feet away.
Coffee's blocking all of my buttons over here. 6 feet away to, oh
We
no.
both point that way and it points
Oh
the
no, remember when
opposite.
eCam shut down?
Oh.
I gotta add Matthew
Okay,
back in.
music will be here shortly. Remember when the whole system shut down? Yeah, that's on.
No, your phone's on. Let me just do a little replug here. It's fine, everybody. You're fine. We're fine. I'm saying this for myself, by the way. This is just self-talk. Let's see.
We've always said we love this about Sojo. We're just keeping it real.
Shoot, where did the camera feed go? Trust this computer. Oh, yes. Trust. I can reach.
Can you? Are you sure?
This is some riveting.
Sorry, y'all. Music is coming.
Thanks,
I
Benjamin
swear.
Cornelius.
Your
You
shirt
got
looked
this.
really cool in the close-up, though. We saw the
Camera.
pattern.
Why do I not see your camera? Thank you, Anissa. It is a nice shirt. It's an Express.
It might be Colby and I singing. this
Melissa
morning.
Faith, what's this I hear about a dance party? Do
kidding.
you want to bring Melissa Faith up to speed on the dance party while I try to find Matthew?
Yeah, ever since we
camera?
started virtual church during the countdown, we've been dancing. And so we said it's one of the things we want to bring to in-person church when we finally go back to in-person, is still having a dance party to start the service off. So we'll all dance in person. I feel like I should tell jokes. This one time, I don't know jokes. Deep cleansing breaths. Yes, I'm with Anissa. Deep cleansing breath. It's better than campaign commercials? Okay, cool. If that's the bar we set, then I think we're going to be good. Hey, Huck, you want to come say hi to Grammy real quick while we try to get the music shot? Do we just move Matthew back over here? What do we do? Oh, hi. Well,
It was all working so well. And then
Colby is the jokes one. Yes, that's true. But he's also the technology one. So
Why is...
I swear, there's things I do too. Kind of.
Let me know if my phone pops up when I do this. Not that it would make any sense. Yeah, why don't you try closing out the app?
Does Huck have jokes? Huck, do you have a joke you could tell? Oh, I know you have jokes. Come on. He just wants to stare at the camera. Yes, Colby's phone. Well, this is fun. I love you all. Maybe y'all can write in the comments. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to help.
Okay, so I'm going to use my phone.
Oh, y'all, technology, I swear. We haven't had this. I know. I know. They're here for the train. You can't look away from a train wreck, y'all. You can't. What was I going to say about writing in the comments? Oh, we could do conversation cards now. So that's what we're going to do. Cole, we're doing collective conversation now.
I love it. And we can do it now and later.
Now and later, yeah. Okay, so that's last week's. What was left on your... Oh, what's your... Okay, this is funny because Colby's is right now. What's your recurring nightmare? What's your
Turn my mic back
recurring
on to confirm
nightmare?
what Kate just said.
Yeah.
I do have nightmares where things go wrong like this.
Yeah, this is Colby's nightmare.
And it sounds like this because I have a cable in my mouth.
All right, so this is collective conversation. We pull a random card out of the box, and then we answer in the comments to all have collective conversation. Laura Cashin said her daughter just fell asleep, so that's a win. Amen. If we helped her fall asleep with all this mess, what's your
That's not
recurring nightmare? Things not working right, Polly. My recurring nightmare is, this is so weird. Like, it means literal nightmare, not just like what you're worried about in life, right? Like when you're asleep, what you dream about, your
Yes.
recurring bad dream. So,
All right, hot down, buddy. I got it working.
waking
Although
up,
that might
Susan
have-
says waking up with spiders in her bed.
What a
Rochelle,
fun
did I say your
experience.
name right, Rochelle? I hope I did. Correct me, please, if I just said it wrong. But she says sharks even on land. That is funny. That is really funny. Test taking without any prep time is Lisa. Stephen has a random recurring nightmare that he failed a history class that he didn't know he was enrolled in, and it prevented me from graduating. Amanda, I'm in a small rowboat with my kids, and there are sharks in the water. I row towards land, and the shore gets farther away. That is so funny. I don't know why I find people's nightmares funny, but I
Sharks.
just do.
Couple
They're
sharks
really funny.
now.
Maybe I'm a sadist because I'm a 4. Yes,
That's hilarious.
that's funny. Okay, taking calculus again, Tito? Yeah, totally. Oh, good, Rochelle. Okay, thank you. So my recurring nightmare is that, I thought it was weird until I read all of yours. It's not weird. It's just that I'm in my car and I cannot help doing really dangerous, illegal things with my car. I can't stop myself, but the police are chasing me, and I like run onto the sidewalk and go through red lights and do all these horrible things with my car, and I'm being chased by the police, and I can't help it. I can't stop it. Like, I just keep doing these awful things. It's weird. I just had one last night, that dream.
That's hilarious.
Somebody needs to give her the Kate treatment.
They
Lily-
are funny. Thank you, Steve.
Lilia wants to know why there's so many shark nightmares. She has good dreams about sharks.
Also, the Even on Land, I think that was Rochelle. Yesterday, the kids and I watched, again, one of the best animated movies of all time, Ralph Breaks the Internet. And in one of the games, a shark pops up in the middle of the land and grabs I think he grabs a dog. I can't remember, but anyway. So don't watch that movie if you're afraid of sharks coming on land.
All right, we can head to Matthew now.
Okay,
and
that
we
was
can
fun.
Come
Love
back and
you
do another
all.
one of these in a minute, but I think we can now, if we do this, if we do split screen with Matthew, then I think I can add him in.
Yay,
there.
he's here.
So there's Matthew.
He's here.
Hi, Matthew.
Thanks for being patient,
Happy to be
one
here.
and
So
all.
do some music for us, buddy, would you?
Happy to do that too. Can't squeeze blood from a turnip or hold my breath blue. I've waited and waited and waited on you. Do what you want and I'll do what I can. I'm trying to keep faith in my fellow man. I have harvested nothing by turning to you. I try and I try and I try as I do. I've bloodied my fist trying to fight for my plan. All the damage I've done to my fellow man. Like a stone to the river that cannot be washed to the sea. Keep damming it up, but the pressure's too much and it all breaks free. Yeah, it all breaks free. Well, I know that you want it, I can see in your face the desperate reaching of trying to trace what some call delusion whispers of hope in my fellow man. Like a stone to the river that cannot be washed to the sea. We keep damming it up, but the pressure's too much and it all breaks free. Yeah, it all breaks free. So in the breath of the morning, where will you be? Waiting and waiting, please wait on me. No, it's not easy, I'm making my stand. I will try to keep faith in my fellow man. Am I doing a hello and a welcome? Kate and Colby are whispering off camera and they're like, does he know that? It's up to me. Hello, welcome to Sojourner Grace. So glad you're here. It's been a fun morning already. And yeah, it's cool. We're trying all new technologies, bringing people into the stream, you know, putting me on a different camera. We're just having a good time. So if it's your first time here at Sojourner Grace, welcome, extra special welcome to you. This is a place where we celebrate radical inclusivity, and we just want you to know that you're part of it. You did the thing. You clicked into the stream, and you're part of it now. There's no checklist for you. So, yay, welcome. I guess I'm going on to another song, is that correct? So this is a song, it's a new one. I'm doing new songs today because it's just me and I can. And yeah, there are lyrics. The link is on the screen, so you can get lyrics. And I've had this just in a Spotify playlist for a very long time and had it just as one day, I want to do this at Sojo. I really like this song. And I hadn't really listened to it. And it's called The Wolves. And in my mind, there's like a female character in the verses, and in my mind, I associated it immediately, I think, with women who run with wolves, and, you know, Kate has a passion for wolves and has a wolf on her body, and Karen also loves wolves, and I associate the fierceness of the wolf with, like, the strong women in my life now, and so that's what I thought this song was about. But then I like looked at the lyrics and I was like, oh no, that was just me projecting. This song is really about, well, the female character in the song is the Statue of Liberty, and that didn't stand out to me the first few times I listened to it, so that's why I just wanted to mention it before we sing it. And the wolves are us in this song, and the wolves are representative, I think, of just the difficulty of being an American, especially right now in this time when we are talking about walls and we're struggling with the idea of immigration and who belongs and all of that stuff. So this is a song that now that I've always loved it, but now that I know what it's about, I kind of love it even more. So we're gonna sing it together. You. At my door you're welcome in. There can be no transgression as a means to an end. On the wind the wolves are howling, open arms are closed in fear, helping hands are clenched in anger, broken hearts beyond repair. Everything's so great, it can't get better. It makes me wanna cry that I'll go out howling at the moon tonight. There she stands, so tall and mighty, with her keen and watchful eye, and the heart of a mother holding out her guiding light. It's a hard road to travel, solid rock from end to end. And the sun it rises on her brow and sets upon the great expanse. Everything's so great, it can't get better. It makes me wanna cry, but I'll I'll go out howling at the moon tonight. Everything's so great, it can't get better, and it makes me wanna cry. But I'll go out howling at the moon tonight. There she stands so tall and mighty, her gaze facing the east. At her back our doors are closing as we grin and bare our teeth. On the wind the wolves are howling, she cries they're drawing near. Turn around my darling, oh, the wolves are here. Everything's so great, it can't get better, and it makes me wanna cry. But I'll go out howling at the moon tonight. Everything's so great, it can't get better, it makes me wanna cry. But I'll go out howling at the moon tonight.
So that song was fire,
was
and now
really
I'm obsessed. Never heard that song before.
Mandolin Orange is the band.
Mandolin Orange?
It's a guy-girl duo, and they're just
Not
great.
Mandarin Orange.
Mandolin.
Mandolin
Yeah,
Orange.
Mandolin Orange.
Okay, I'm obsessed.
That's fun.
I'm
Wordplay.
All right, this is when we normally do collective conversation, so we'll do one more. We heard your worst nightmares, and now we want to know what.
Should I type it? You gonna do it? You gonna
I
skip
mean,
it?
I'm gonna ask it, and then we'll see if it means anything to people.
Okay.
What was your first screen name?
What was your? Oh, that means all sorts of things.
Does it? Like your handle? Is that what that means?
What was your first screen name? I have a couple that come to mind. One is Silencer.
Me and technology. I don't even know what this means.
I was Silencer.
Like your handle? Like your Instagram handle? Like what does this mean?
Yeah, or your AOL
What's a
login,
screen
or your
name?
chat. If you
Oh,
did chat
my
rooms, like
AOL.
what was your screen name for early chat rooms in late 90s?
Okay, then my first screen name was KC4JT, which meant I think his name
is
was
fun.
Justin Timmons from 98 Degrees. That's what I meant by it. But then when people asked me what it meant, I said, it means Katie Christensen for Jesus today.
You
Because I was
bailed
so
on your
embarrassed
fleshly
about having
desire.
a crush on a 98 Degrees guy, and I was not embarrassed to really love Jesus.
That's all right. Here's some other screen names. We got Anissa 98.5. Is that like your radio call sign? Turn it into Anissa 98.5.
Oh my God! And then Benjamin Cornelius Coupon.
Coupon. Anissa, then 98.15. So was that just the next 10 years later? You updated
it's
it by
her
10?
update.
Cool. Desdemona from I guess that's from
She loved
Othello.
Othello. That's awesome.
That's it. That
An anime character.
Nana's militant mom.
Asuka lover,
Bio Boy. Was that really?
Bio Boy or Bio Boy? Boy. It's probably Bio Boy. Not Bio Boy. Elvic.
I like it. Agent 800, as in Agent 800 instead of Agent 007. And 800 was the model number of my bike. I love it, which she still owns 25 years later.
Well played.
Oh,
Well
there's
played.
it.
Eliza was and still is Gamer Bear OMG 20.
Nice, Eliza. I like it.
Lilia, I was Bijouly on Club Penguin because by Bijou was my favorite. Hamtar. I don't think I'm doing well with these names.
Militant Mom. I
Militant
know that's your
Mom.
screen name because I see it on my Instagram. That's your Instagram handle, right?
Anissa confirms
Buttercup
98.15. I turned 15 in 98. So 98.5 was that just a?
You
or was that
weren't
a typo?
5 then.
You made your first screen name at 5. First
It's
one was
just
just
a
a
typo.
typo. Okay, thank you.
Biology, bio boy. It's for biology. Ragamuffin, Mercy, I like it.
Oh, as in Rich Mullins? No, maybe, I don't know. Mine was Silencer. That was my screen name for when I did my
That's
online video
scary.
games. Well, I was really into Quake
That really terrifies me.
and really into first-person shooter games. And then Colby with a
Which
K,
I don't
Colby
allow in
M.
my house, and it makes him very sad.
ColbyM@hotmail.com. That still might be out there. Somebody email that. See what happens. I
Your
don't know.
Hotmail
Yeah, I
address?
don't know how to access it, but I might still be live.
I probably still have my AOL too.
That's funny.
All right.
Thanks for sharing your first screen name. We get real deep here at Sojourner. And then sometimes
Spiritual
we
matters. Very spiritual
just are here to have
matters.
dance parties and technical glitches and small children playing in the background.
How we do?
And
Oh,
conversations
by
like,
the way,
what's your favorite
this
screen
is
name?
my wolf. The second Matthew referenced it, I'm bad at turning towards the camera. There we go. You have to turn the opposite way than you think you do. The second I read Women Who Run with the Wolves, I ran out and got the first tattoo I could think of a wolf. I wish I would have done better. Karen did. You should see hers. That's all. She threed it up.
She did. All right, we're going to throw it back to Matthew for another song, and then after that, we're going to bring on another guest for a thing we'd like to call Faith Formation Stories. So, Matthew, coming your way.
Cool. Hi again. Like I said, I just picked songs I wanted to do today because there's a lot of songs I don't want to do. That's what I'm learning. I went through, just a lot of the old Sojo songs that we have, and it's really hard for me to sing some of these, especially by myself when I'm not surrounded by other bandmates and just not in the room with y'all. So this one's another new one. So the story begins, chances of sin, no one escapes, it finds a way into the deep, secrets we keep from our closest friends, things we don't speak, we are the same, and I know your name, I'm here by your side. Speak your fear, just come and lay it on me, I can take it, there is no charade, here it is safe to say your name. Take the risk, you don't have to bury it, I'll help you carry it on the road. Where you go, just say your name. So we cover our shame, the ash on your face, the fire I don't feed, and what now remains, embers that smolder, this hand on your shoulder, like when we were young, and now we are older, and we are the same, I know your name, we are face to face. Speak your fear, just come and lay it on me, I can take it, there is no charade, here it is safe to say your name. Take the risk, you don't have to bury it, I'll help you carry it on the road. Where you go, just say your name. This is how we face the future, lying in the middle of the slivers of a sacred past that cannot be extracted from our bodies when we try to rise. The brokenness we're taught to hide beyond the brittle shell of life. There was no place to let it out. So as you wander in and out of the pages, looking for the plot or the God who will save us. And memory lingers and makes you sadder when you're brought to your knees. If one thing matters, I'm So the story begins. Chances are slim. No one escapes. It finds a way in. But I believe we will find the strength to survive. And I carry yours and you carry mine. 'Cause we are the same. And I know your name. I know your name. I know your name. So speak your fear. Just come and lay it on me. I can take it. There is no charade. Here it is safe to say your name. Oh. Take the risk. You don't have to bury it. I'll help you carry it on the road. Where you go, say your name.
Hello, back to us again. Matthew, you're killing it. Those are beautiful songs you picked for us today. Thank you. So one of the elements that we come back to over and over again in our services are the stories of Sojourners, faith formation stories, we sometimes call them. And we have many, many reasons for doing this. We like to do it as often as possible. And if I were to never say a word about the why behind doing these stories, you would get the impact and you would know the why. But I do think it's important to sometimes explicitly name the why behind why we do this. So today I want to bring to the forefront of our attention, before we bring in our Sojourner who's going to share their story today, I do want to just bring to our attention just a couple. I just want to name two. There are many reasons why we do this, and I just want to name two today to really be thinking about, because I think it helps us as we navigate this world together. So the first reason why we bring other people in to share their stories from the front during our service is because it is important as we build a community where we're coming from places, most of us are coming from places where we're recovering from old ways of thinking about and doing faith community. And one of those old ways that is just ingrained in our being, and it's because you see it in society at large, and then the church really magnifies this way, which is the way of looking to authority figures for authority of our own lives and how to think about the world. We are trained to do that in evangelical Christianity. My pastor said, what he says from the podium is what goes, and that's how I find my way in the world. And there, we look to our authority figures. And at Sojo, we call BS, and yet we have leaders, we have pastors, right? And so it's really important that as we follow part of that old model, that we make sure to do it very differently, that we are constantly not just reminding ourselves, but living the truth that you all have the truth inside of you, and you are all the authority in your own lives. We are not the authority in your spirituality, in your practice, in your way of moving about the world. You are your authority. And any voice we have is actually just to point you to that. Anytime we give a sermon, we are just pointing you or trying to point you towards your own authority. And so we try to do a lot of things here to move us that direction and to change those pathways in our brain that have been ingrained to think that someone else is the authority in my life. So bringing in other people to share their stories is a really great way to change those pathways in our brains, to remember that we are all the authority and we all have autonomy and we all have voice and we all have spirit living and moving and breathing inside of us, and we can speak that out. Secondly, I just wanted to bring to our attention today that we have other people come in and share their stories often to remind us that there's not a way to think and believe at Sojourn, because there's not a way to think and believe in the world, and we're just a community in the world. It's not even true in old evangelical Christian contexts. It's not true that everybody's sitting there thinking and believing the exact same thing. But right, that old way is to act like that's true, to pretend. Everybody toe the line, everybody say, oh yes, I believe in that creed too. Meanwhile, in your head, you're thinking, that's not what I think. So at Sojourn, we try to, as often as possible, as much as we can, draw attention to that beautiful diversity of thought and belief and story. And so bringing in Sojourners to tell their stories reminds us of that. And so as you hear someone's story, if and when you hear something that isn't how you think about the world, isn't how you believe, you can stop, notice that, and then practice rewiring your brain again by saying, this is good.
This is good.
This is good.
Okay, and it's good. Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
So I invite you to do that this morning. We are going to bring in our guest, Jesse.
Yeah, so Jesse is one of the beautiful cups of lemonade that have been made out of the lemon of virtual church. So we've been doing this virtual church thing now for, 7 months. Maybe I haven't done math in a while.
I haven't done math
and
in a
it
while.
It has allowed us to...
Matthew's doing it on his fingers.
Thank you, Matthew, for confirming. It has allowed us to in some ways expand our reach to people beyond just San Diego. And as you'll hear a minute from Jesse, he's not too far away from San Diego, but and Jesse, correct us if we're wrong, but I think you did start joining once we went virtual. But I know that many of you watching now and many of you watching the stream later on also have sort of joined us and found us through the virtual era of Sojourn. And I think that's a really cool thing. So without more ado than we've already done, I'm going to attempt to go to split screen here and bring on
again,
Jesse.
technology.
Let's see. We see him now. Let's see if we
Hey!
Yay! Although my
Hello.
name came up. I don't know why my name came up. Earlier I
Whoa,
couldn't get any
hello.
name to come up, and now just my name comes up. So this is working out great. Go away, Colby. Okay, hi
That's cool.
Jesse.
Hi,
Get out of here.
Jesse.
Hi. How's it
Hi,
going,
darling.
guys?
It's going well. Thank you for making time for us. Thank you for saying yes to this
Yeah.
invitation to share.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
brave. We were like, should we ask Jesse?
We've only ever
Brand
seen
new.
his name and little profile, but we've never met him
Yeah.
until this morning. So.
Yeah, nice to meet you. It's been fun to get
know.
to know you via the internet. I love the internet for that.
I know. Yeah,
And with-
yeah, me too. I'm excited to share my story and be here with you guys. So
Yeah, and thankfully with Kate's beautiful setup to what faith stories are, you probably could just say anything at this point and we would come back on and be all smiles and it would all belong. So
Yeah.
feel free to test our boundaries on that.
Oh,
so,
good.
All right, Sojourn, I'm going to make Jesse go full
Just hit
screen
me,
now
awesome.
and he's going to share with us. So
Enjoy.
thank you, Jesse.
All right. Hi, everyone. So my faith journey is pretty much a wide, colorful spectrum of Christianity, basically. So I started out growing up as a Methodist, and in middle school, my family transitioned to a non-denominational church. And that's when I really discovered my own faith for myself through a negative experience of witchcraft. And then coupling that with a vision of Jesus that I saw, that really solidified things. And I was like, okay, this spiritual world, this God thing, this is real. And so I dove into church through middle school and high school. I was there 3 to 4 times a week. I wanted to be a youth pastor. I volunteered for everything. I was obsessed. And so decided to go to a Christian university here in Orange County called Vanguard and study music and worship arts. So basically to become a worship leader, kind of changing direction from youth pastor. But Yeah, and so Vanguard, if you don't know, it's an Assemblies of God church, which that is a very Pentecostal tradition. And so um, my peers, this is the first time I've experienced anything Pentecostal, and so my peers were doing crazy things like casting out demons um, and speaking in tongues, which I've never experienced that before until then, and having gold dust appear on their hands and things like that. So crazy, crazy stuff, and just really expanded my worldview of what Christianity could look like. Um, so after that, I interned for a church that was planted from Hillsong, and so got very involved in that culture. And then through that, I got hired as a youth pastor at a small Presbyterian church for about 2.5 years. Um, that ended kind of badly, and I got burned by that. And so I went to become a worship pastor at a non-denominational church. And once again, kind of got burned from that church too. And so after those two experiences, I just needed to take a seat on the back burner and just attend church for a while. I started going to the church in Irvine, just playing acoustic every once in a while on the weekends. And um, mind you, throughout this whole entire experience, I'm struggling with my sexuality too, because I was told all my life that homosexuality is a sin, and these attractions that I feel are not of God. And so I'm doing literally everything possible while volunteering for church and being so involved to try to rid myself of these attractions. And so I even kind of challenged myself thinking about my story and wrote down like everything. So I prayed every single day. I fasted multiple times, sometimes even up to a week without any food because I was so desperate. I cried out multiple times to God. I read numerous books. I voluntarily went through conversion therapy with multiple pastors. I practiced abstinence for many years. I had multiple accountability groups and partners. I even was part of Sex Addicts Anonymous for a while. I was anointed over multiple times with oil. And I even went to a year of therapy with a professional Christian therapist to try to work through all of this. And of course, none of it worked. So fast forward back to that church in Irvine, the worship pastor, he doesn't believe that homosexuality is a sin. And he ascribes to the belief that Rob Bell kind of proposes in his book Love Wins, of nobody's going to hell, kind of this Christian universalist approach. And so I had a conversation with him one day, and I don't know, the way he described it, it just clicked, and it just made perfect sense to me. And I started realizing how much I believed what he was saying. And at that point, I was like, if I believe this now, and if no matter what I do, I'm not really going to hell. Why am I so afraid to marry a man? And so, as you could tell from all of my experience for over my entire life, I was exhausted as well. And so I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to try dating guys and see how I like it. And so that mentality kind of shifted me out of the negative of same-sex attraction into more of a neutral zone. And that brought me to a place where I could truly see queer couples with a new sight. And I actually saw, contrary to what I believed for such a long time, I saw genuine love and care and support for each other. And I had this conclusion: if I truly believe in the God that I believe in, if I truly believe that God is love, and he is all these wonderful things that I am witnessing within this queer couple, how can I not see God in that couple as well? So I realized too that, queer love can actually be blessed and even ordained by God in that moment. So that's when I decided to come out of the closet, and that was about 2 years ago. And yeah, I made it to Sojourn just a few months ago. I read part of my coming out story was actually reading Colby's book, Unclobbered, and hoping that his church was nearby, because I was like, where is this church in Minneapolis or something? And then I was like, oh, it's right like an hour away from me. So yeah, so started attending. That's about it.
Okay.
I'm a total
right.
mess over here. I'm like, you can't put me
We'll be
back
fine.
on
We'll be
camera
fine.
after that. I'm dying.
Aw.
I want to hug you so bad. I really hate that this is virtual. Can you receive my?
Yeah, virtual hug.
Wow.
Bleh.
Jesse,
Okay,
thank
well-
you. Thank you for sharing.
That.
That was so brave
Yeah.
of you and so wonderful. I hope.
Yeah, and that was one of the best sermons I've ever heard
we've-
too, and I know it wasn't meant to be.
I'm just going to
Aw.
throw a few comments up here. People are giving you love. Alyssa,
So many people
welcome home.
sharing
Welcome
their
home,
experience.
Jesse. She says, Sojo's the real deal and does ordain queer love. all of its
I was back
gorgeousness.
here like going like this and doing all these, and then I'm like, what am I doing that for? No one can see me, but
Yeah.
anyway, you're
Thank you for sharing your story. Love your story. I relate a lot, says Tito.
go back up to
Matthew Blake Lovegood, who's doing our music this morning, said so much overlap. Trust that you will be understood and heard here at Sojo, that you belong here,
Aw.
brother. We are your people. And for as long as you need to sojourn with us, you're loved and you belong and you are good and you can date whomever you want. Hashtag queer love forever.
Thank you.
Yes.
all
Michelle
the
Nickel,
queer love.
bless your heart. We appreciate you sharing your experience. Really
Aw.
happy that you're here. Rochelle says, sorry for your pain, Jesse. Church hurt is real.
real.
There was a point during your story when you shared some of your back-to-back church pain experiences, and Kate and I looked at each other and we're like, this is so great. And then we reflected on, like, not that your pain is great, obviously, but
That you were sharing
that
it,
you can
yeah.
share it in this space and in this context.
Yeah, we all need to hear it
Yeah.
because you could feel a little bit crazy as you're gaslit by church after church after church. So it's really good to hear your journey.
It's so true. And it's almost fortuitous that you mentioned that before I started speaking, Kate, that church can be like that as well. And so, and it's refreshing to hear from you guys as the leadership to say, we are all part of this journey. We are all learning together. We're all the authority figures here. It's really cool.
Yay. Good.
Well, you're
It's
really
truth.
cool. Thanks,
You're
ma'am.
really cool.
Thanks
Love
so much
you.
for doing this with us and for us.
See you on the interwebs.
Yes.
You guys.
All
Yeah,
right.
of course.
Bye, Jesse.
Bye.
All right.
How lucky are we?
Very, very lucky.
Matthew's going to share another.
We got another song? And then communion? Or is it communion right now?
Oh,
It's communion now. Dun, dun,
do it.
dun.
oh, do we have communion elements?
We do,
We have a
so
Nutrient bar. We have coffee. I'm gonna
Hopefully,
drink my coffee.
you
drink
have
your
something
coffee.
to take. We, here at Sojo,
Doesn't
we
matter
do
what it
communion
is.
every Sunday. And during this season, a virtual church.
Everything is sacred. Grab whatever you
Want to drink, want to eat.
and
For the bread this morning, we have strawberry Nutrient bar.
not only is every item sacred and anything can be a sacrament for communion, but also true that all humans are invited, not just accepted at the table, not just tolerated at
Yeah.
the table. You're invited to the table. You are celebrated at the table. You belong at the table, and we need you at the table. You're valued and you're worthy of that kind of love and that kind of wholeness. A life that includes everything, a life that holds it all. You are worthy of that. You're worthy of that, of including every part of your story, including your pain. And this is what the sacrament of communion tells us. It tells us that it all belongs. The death, the life, the bodies, the dirt, the gritty, the blood, it all belongs. And you belong.
gather up the brokenness and bring it to me now. The fragrance of those promises you never dared to vow. The splinters that you carried, the cross you left behind. Come healing of the body, come healing of the mind, and let the heavens hear it, the penitential hymn. Come healing of the spirit, come healing of the limb.
One of the things I love about the gospel stories of the Last Supper with Jesus and his friends, and in each gospel you get a slightly different variation of it, but each gospel makes sure to include the data point that all the 12 disciples were there. Everyone was there, including the one, as the story goes, that Jesus knew would ultimately betray him and turn him over to the state, otherwise known as Judas. And what I am always struck by is the lack of judgment and shame shown by Jesus to Judas in that moment. Rather, he is treated just as Peter and John and Matthew and the rest. You belong here. Your fears, your desires, your brokenness, it all belongs. And Judas got to enjoy the bread and the cup in the same way that everyone else did. And then in a sort of tragic twist of tragedy, if I can be redundant for a second, the religion that then grew out of this movement of Jesus took this ritual, this meal together, this shared meal that was supposed to be a reminder of connectedness and a reminder of togetherness and a reminder of unity and a reminder that everybody belongs. Took it and then created all these parameters and gates and expectations and said it was only for some people in some context, and you had to have the right beliefs or do it in the right sorts of way, given by the right sort of people. And suddenly, rather than being a meal where everyone can be a part and celebrated because everyone does belong, then it became a system of dividing those who were good enough, righteous enough, believed the right things. And so at Sojourn, we, at least in our own way, are attempting to sort of reach back through time and grab the heart and the value of that Last Supper and be like, no, everybody gets to partake. There's no restrictions here, no gates, no boundaries. So as you take whatever it is, your cup, I saw that some people have Dr. Pepper, some people have coffee. We also have coffee this morning. Whatever you have, sparkling water, take it and receive this drink knowing that you belong. You matter. You are good.
My coffee's still hot.
Behold the gates of mercy in arbitrary space, and none of us deserving of the cruelty or the grace. Oh, solitude of longing, where love has been confined. Come healing of the body, come healing of the mind. Oh, see the darkness yielding that tore the light apart. Come healing of the reason, come healing of the heart. Troubled dusk concealing an undivided love, the heart beneath is teaching to the broken heart above. Oh, and let the heavens falter, and let the earth proclaim, come healing of the altar, come healing of the name. Oh, and let the heavens hear it, our penitential hymn. Come healing of the Spirit, come healing of the limb.
I think one of my favorite things is
Y'all are
watching
making me
the
cry this
comments
morning.
come
I
through and
can't.
picturing the faces of the people that we know. And obviously some people we haven't met yet and we just know you as your profile picture, but just imagining them saying that, all being in the same space. And so thank you for how you engage and interact with and comment. And thank you for the love and hospitality that you showed Jesse this morning. That meant the world to us as your co-pastors to watch those comments come through and to know that Jesse was given such space and loving kindness today. Really good.
Y'all are the best. Love you.
Really good. All right. Matthew, Huck, you want to come join us for this morning? I did have a couple house notes.
House notes.
And the only things I wanted to point out about this is because we do have some newish people that sort of just recently joined us, we do have two ways to keep people mostly up to date on what we're doing. One of those is we send out a weekly-ish newsletter. And this is one of the best ways to kind of get the most up-to-date information on things that are going on. And you can go to sojourngrace.com to sign up for that. And the other thing is that we do have for now, and I say for now because I think our long-term goal is to get off of Facebook. But for now, it is still sort of the way that we build online community. So we do have a closed Facebook group that you can go to sojournsanctuary.com and it'll reroute you to join the private Sojourn Sanctuary Facebook group, which is a great way to meet other people and kind of feel more a part of the Sojourn crew in between Sunday mornings. Sound good? All right. So then back to this and our benediction. These are the words that we say every Sunday morning as we conclude our service, whether it's been in person for 6 years or virtually for 7 months. This is our way to take all of the it belongnesses of our Sunday mornings and take it with us into our weeks with bravery, because we're all loved children of God, and then kindness, because so is everyone else. So I think we just need a leader to lead us, and we will follow.
Be brave.
Because you're a child of God.
Be kind.
Because so is everyone else.
Go in peace. We love you.
Love ya. Bye-bye.